And welcome to Savage Gamer. On today's show, we're going to be taking a look at my picks for the top 5 horror games on the PlayStation 4. These are pretty much my top 5 favorite horror games I've played on this generation on the PlayStation 4, and I figured I'd go ahead and put together a little list for you guys to check out. Now, most of these probably have been scattered throughout my Hidden Gems videos, except for one, but in general, this is definitely a list of games worth picking up. If you're a big survival horror fan like me, you're either already played it or you're going to love these. So without further ado, let's go ahead.
It's too late to keep quiet. Come in. Come in. You have finally arrived.
That old brat will take his toys apart just to see if he can put them back together.
You do understand I want what's best for you.
Just follow me. Come along.
What the hell is your problem?
Are you trying to get
Are you
us killed?
trying to get us killed? Who are you?
You do understand I want what's best for you. Good. You should know that we have made remarkable progress today.
Number 5, we have The Impatient. This is a fantastic survival horror game. It's very story-driven. There's a lot of decision-making, similar to games like Heavy Rain and Until Dawn and several other games like that. It's really cool, atmospheric. I can't say enough about this. This is a really fun game. I definitely would pick this one up. This is one of the best horror games on the VR, and right now you can get this, I think, for like 15, 20 bucks. So it's definitely worth picking up, especially if you have a VR and you're into VR gaming. This is one of the better survival horrors on the VR.
Praise God.
God wants the child. God wants the child. God wants the child.
Get my hammer and nails.
Revelation is upon us. Show no mercy.
We suffered a long time waiting on you.
At number 4, we have Outlast Trinity. This is an amazing survival horror game. It's a walking simulator, if you will, as they put it. A lot of classic hiding. You have to run from your enemies. You don't really have any weapons type thing. But man, is this game dark and scary as hell. It actually comes with all 3 of the Outlast series actually in here, which is really cool. I definitely would pick this one up, as down the road this is going to be realistically probably a more sought after title. It's not the rarest thing in the world, but then again, I don't know how many copies sold of this, but it's definitely worth adding to your collection, and I would highly recommend it.
First off, I gotta say, I am super excited to welcome all my pals back to the annual Blackwood Winter Getaway. Let's make this one trip we will never forget.
I think it goes without saying this is a survival horror game. This is one I haven't featured on any of my other videos, but that's because it's a lot more mainstream. But in general, this is an amazing survival horror game. Very similar to Heavy Rain and Until Dawn. Well, it is Until Dawn, sorry. Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls, or even like some of the Telltale games in a way, but a lot more advanced. But it's a really good story-driven game. Any of your characters can die at any point, which is awesome. Or any of them can live. It's up to you. I really enjoyed this game. I can't say enough about it. It's like 10 or 20 bucks right now. It's really cheap. Normally this is the kind of game that would be under the radar or sell less copies, but this game, it benefited from the internet age and live, like Let's Plays and live streams and a lot of that stuff, and a lot of people played it and a lot of people watched it, and they ended up picking the game up themselves, and it got a lot of like notoriety because of that, which was really cool. But can't recommend it enough. Pick it up.
What the fuck are you talking about? They're dead. They're all dead.
This house has seen more than you can imagine, and it knows.
No, leave me alone!
Wait!
Ethan, don't lose it. It's important.
Family.
Number 2, we have Resident Evil 7. This is just an amazing game. It was a return to true form for Resident Evil, and it went back to its roots of survival horror, which was awesome. I can't say enough about it, to be honest, especially if you have the luxury of playing it through VR, which I did. That game scared the living hell out of me. I fell out of my chair multiple times while playing it, and that's a testament to a great horror game, right? Like, it's freaking you out. It was so refreshing to go back to, like, having to get to a save point, conserve ammo, and things like that. That is Resident Evil, and I cannot recommend this game enough. If it wasn't for one of the game that blew me away last year, to be honest, this would honestly be number 1. But I cannot say this enough. You need to play this. Even if you're not a horror fan per se, you need to play this one. And it's like 20 bucks. So do yourself a favor and put it in your collection.
See you later, darlings. There must be somewhere out there. I gotta find them. something here.
Number 1, we have Too Dark. This ended up being one of my top 10 hidden gems games last year, and it's still to this day, it is one of my favorite survival horror games I've played of all time. And before you get into it, the graphics I know are more cartoony than, like, say, Resident Evil, which nothing to take away from Resident Evil, amazing game. But for me, graphics aren't everything, and this game's story and the content that it deals with is really dark. Like, as the name says, it deals with some messed up stuff, especially like child abduction, like child abuse, a lot of like really dark things, and it's really good. The story was awesome. The gameplay is really like a top-down isometric shooter almost in a way. I can't really describe it. It is an amazing game, and it didn't even get released in the US at all. The content was probably too rough, and it was released in Europe. So the only way to get a physical copy will be to go and import this game, which has gotten very expensive now. I think it's around like $50 to $70. Originally it was like $20. I can't recommend it enough. Do yourself a favor and pick this game up if you're a survival horror fan. You will not be disappointed. And that's my list. Hope you guys enjoy. I know it's been a couple weeks. Again, I apologize, but I am getting acquainted into my home and job and everything. And I was like, let me get a video out for you guys. I'll have some more coming up soon. I actually have a... these are Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I know, right? Yu-Gi-Oh National Championship in about 4 weeks, so I do need to work on some decks and things for that. I might do a deck profile. We'll see how that goes. Interesting. But don't worry, I have more video game content coming. Hopefully have another one coming this week, to be honest. But I thought I'd get this out there, let you guys see some of my favorite horror games, and see you guys next time. Take care.